Okay, BackChat. We've got a special edition here. A UFC man who I've been watching from afar for quite some time, and has been rising up the ranks, and is now in a very good position. And it's just been announced that you're heading up here, UFC Fight Night here in Perth. Exciting stuff. Carlos Ulberg, mate, welcome.
Oh, cheers, bro. Thank you.
Enjoying Perth? You just got into town? You've been here a few times, I know.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. It's always nice to come to Perth. Get to experience the city a little more each time. So, and yeah, I guess every time I've been here, the weather's always been quite nice. And I know you guys just had like a bunch of rain recently, but then every time I get here, it's always sunny. So it's always putting it on for us.
So I like going back to the start with a lot of sports people we chat to, and I wondered what sort of sport and life was like growing up for you. Where you don't start in the UFC.
No, but like I was quite active. I was a very very active, but then also quite a rough child. A very rough child. So I played rugby. I played all sorts of sports. Everything that kind of got me going, or anything that got me busy, kept me out of trouble. So yeah, but I leaned more towards the taller man sports like rugby. A bit of rugby, but volleyball, basketball, and those were the things that kept me busy.
Any siblings?
Yep. I have. I've got 7 brothers and 4 sisters. Big family. 7
brothers and 4 sisters. Where do you fall in? Where do you fall?
I'm actually the second oldest, so I've got an older sister, and then there's me. So yeah, I've just been the older brother that's been bossing all the younger ones around. So yeah.
Yeah, I wondered if you were the elder, younger. Have you got some younger siblings that think they can take you on, or?
Some that think they can. Yeah, some that think they can. But no, they're quite respectful. My younger brothers are respectful. They know that I could give them a hard in at any time. So
well, it's funny. Like, we've met a couple of times actually, and I've always come away from meeting you thinking, wow, that guy's one of the more respectful people I've come across. I don't know if people say that to you or not, but it's like a memory that's like lasted with me. I reckon I met you maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And the same thing. I was like, wow, he's a nice guy. And then I see you fight, and I'm like, you're different in the cage.
Yeah, I guess that's where you want to be, right? Like for me, my goal was basically just because I have 2. Yeah, my kids, my family, and my brothers and stuff. I just want to be like a role model for them, and be able to, just be someone who they could look up to. So,
yeah. So you think it's about your upbringing a little bit?
Yeah, could be. Yep.
And then the sport itself.
The sport. Definitely the sport. Like the sport of MMA teaches you a lot. I feel that it's it's one of those things that bring out the character, the best in you. So yeah, it doesn't. You go about your day understanding that you're just a piece of shit, and at any point you could be humbled. So you forget about all the things that could get you in trouble. So.
Is that like, how did you start in the sport? Like, is that how you got started? Like, you wanted, something to help level you, or you just, like fighting people, or how do you start?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up, like I said, as a really rough kid that fought. I fought heaps on the street. I fought heaps just growing up in school, just put into different schools. So, I think it kind of just fell into place where fighting, when that came into place, into show later in my adulthood, I thought, this is it. This is where I think I'm gonna excel at. And although like playing rugby, basketball, volley, I did well in, but there was something missing, and it was just that fire and the adrenaline that I got from fighting that really just closed the gap. So that's something that spoke out for me and pulled the trigger.
What sort of league player were you? What sort of position you playing?
I was playing centre, second rower, and winger.
They're like hitting packs.
They're all quite different because, for second rower, like you've got to be stronger, right? Centre as well, and then you've got winger, which is one of the speed, right? So it's all, I kind of just fell, and I was always on the on the right side. So I was the right side because I had the left fend. So every time I got the ball, I just used my left fin on the wing. So yeah.
Is there any highlights floating around of that?
There's some highlights of me fighting, I think. There's a big highlight, and that's what kind of changed the trajectory into fighting when I got into a big brawl in a game that was televised. And this was my year that I thought, okay, I poured all my eggs into that one basket. I did my training well. I was eating really well, which is quite different for me. Like, everything, all my nutrition was on point. Everything was on point. And then this year, I decided to get into a brawl that took me to judiciary. And they were like, 8 weeks ban, and that's the full, complete 8 weeks for the rest of the season.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, shit. I started bawling my eyes. I was like, man, this is the year that I thought that I'd, make it. And I'd make it into the Vulcans and the Warriors, and that was sort of where we're heading at.
Right.
And then that kind of just broke my dreams. And then from then on, it was just, okay, let's find something else. And the very next day, I jumped into the boxing gym.
Is that right?
Yep.
And what was the first gym? Was it City Kickboxing? We are now?
No. It was actually David Tour's gym. David Tour, boxer, heavyweight boxer, went into the gym. I was like, I want to train. And then they took me on.
Do you have thoughts around walking into those sorts of gyms early days and thinking, not that you owe anything, but they taught me a lot, or
I was there briefly. I was there briefly just to kind of understand how it works. Did that, and then quickly moved to a few other gyms, and then had a few boxing fights, like corporate boxing fights, which then led to some kickboxing fights, and everything kind of just stemmed from there. The whole goal, the whole plan was to eventuate to being in the UFC, which was it's crazy because it came to me pretty quickly. Where I was like, okay, I want to be in the UFC. I think I was watching one of Jones's fights, and I was like, I want to be like that guy. He's pretty similar, like same weight division, very long, lanky. He could throw some elbows and this and that. And I thought, okay, I could probably do that. But then I joined the boxing gym, and I thought, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I should start from the ground up and just work on my hands. And then eventually transition to kickboxing and then go to MMA. So everything was quite green light for me, put in the deep end pretty quickly, but was able to step up to it.
How old were you when you're like, I want to fight in the UFC? How old are you when you're having that conversation with yourself?
22. Right. 22, 23.
And how old are you now?
34.
Right. But you debuted in the UFC how old were you when you debuted in the UFC?
I was 30, I think. 30, right. 31, yeah.
So it's a decent pathway. If you've made that 22, I want to fight in the UFC. Yeah. You're not 23, then, the next year. It's a long journey.
It is, yeah. It is a long journey.
Do you look back on that now?
Especially when you're looking at the trainings, man. Like every single day for the last however many years it's been, and you're putting your body through so much of the struggle, the pain, and the stresses of, do I do this again tomorrow? Oh, yeah, okay, well, let's do it again. Yeah. So it's all that, and having to deal with that, and then but you know what? It comes with it. We're here now, and we're about to headline this big show. So. Grateful.
Excited about that?
Yeah, man. Super.
Yeah. Do you get reflective? Like we're just talking about, you're fighting people on a rugby field, and you're walking into a gym, hoping to start boxing, and now you're a headline of a major UFC fight night. Like, do you get reflective?
Yeah, for sure. I think, for sure. Definitely going back into where you're rooted is always going to get you to where you want to be eventually.
Just doing a little bit of research for the chat, I came across Ladies Night as a former name that you were called. What's going on there?
I actually did. I did like, I don't know. Yeah, my very first fight actually was an MMA fight, and it was professional. So I went straight into professional, and this was before any boxing fights or anything. It was just like a late call up,
right?
And late call up, 2 weeks training against a veteran, and then. And it was in my home city in Otara in Auckland. So I was like, okay, I got to do it. I can, a lot of people they're backing me. So I reckon put Carlos in. So did the fight, and this guy, well, anyway, the announcer, Daniel Hennessy, he was like, hey, what's your fight name? I was like, I don't have a fight name. I just, it's Carlos Ulberg. He's like, give me a second. I'll go back and So he came back and was like, I've got ladies' night or I've got Hollywood. And I was like, I don't know, bro, you pick. So I walked out and he goes, Carlos, ladies' night over. I was like, oh, well, there you go. That's it. So he gave me the name. And we went with it. So, yeah.
Why? What was the ladies' night?
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. He came up with it. We just went with
Did you win?
I did. Yeah, I did. And it was that feeling. It was that feeling of winning. And just when you have your hand raised after... I mean, I wasn't training at that point. I didn't do any training. Or the only training I did was honestly just playing the game, PlayStation game, and thinking, okay, I'm going to try this move. Didn't do any move, just threw hands and hopes and dreams. But yeah, we came out with the win. So that moment was just pivotal for me, because when I had my hand raised, that was just a different feeling. I was like, wow, this could be something, and that kind of changed everything.
So if that's the highs, tell me if I'm wrong, but UFC debut, you lose, you're knocked out.
Yep.
And you're on a streak now after that. But if you think about the feeling of ecstasy of winning, like what's it like? Debut doesn't go the way you hoped.
Yeah. The feeling, well, yeah. I mean, like, because I knew that I was quite green coming into a fight like this. This was the guy I fought. He was good. He was good. It was just he knew how to manipulate me in the fight at that time. And I was going in like a raging bull, thinking that I could knock anyone out, coming off the streak that I was at. And didn't really do too much study or research into MMA at this point. And just thought, okay, I could get through and become the champion. Well, yeah, become the champion, just knocking people out. And that's how I've done it my whole, this whole career up till now. I'm sure we could just do it. And didn't get that win. But that also was another pivotal moment for me, where it taught me that there's so much more into the sport than I would think that there is. There's so much more that you'd have to look into fighting. So that kind of changed it too.
I coach a school footy team here in Perth, and they lost a game that was a big game. They wanted to win. They didn't win, right? And I showed them the clip from Giannis in the NBA, where he speaks about there's no failure in sport. Basically, there's steps to success. You seen that? Have you seen that quote? It's a good one. Okay. I'll get the guys to send it to you. So you're hearing it now for the first time then, about failure in sports and losing. He basically says there's no failure in sport. It is just steps to success. You can't win everything you ever do. You can't, especially in sport, there's a winner and a loser, and sometimes you lose. So would that be like reflective of that loss to you? Yes, it's you lose, but it's a step to probably where you are now. You actually learn you can't just walk through people and knock people out and not study and rock up to the fight. Like that resonate with you?
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to, like, it's an MMA fight. It is a heavyweight division where, one punch could mean the end of your career or end of your confidence or anything. So, it was a blessing in disguise, and that's how I've put it. And from then on, it's just been up and upwards. So
I asked you before we turned the cams on whether you watch many other sports, and you sort of spoke about how you train and you watch fights and you're locked in basically.
Yeah, I'm just training. I used to watch a bit of league, but now I've kind of I don't have the time to be following another sport or be a fan of another sport when I'm just trying to do my thing. So I think I put everything into just doing what I'm doing and training. Like when you're training that amount of time, it's hard to really put the energy into anything else.
Do you think you're more of a student than you were off that debut at UFC? Like, do you think you're more of a student of the game and learning and preparation for fighters?
Yeah. I think it comes down to like a fight camp. For me, it's like every fight camp I'll learn something different. Personally, every challenge that you have throughout fight camps, or just meeting new people, or go traveling the world, or doing things, and you're learning different things and just internally learning different things. So I kind of take that on board. I kind of just sift through what I want to take on and be able to grow from there.
So when you're doing that and you do a big fight camp, you got great preparation, you're walking into the cage and then you knock someone out in 12 seconds. Manyfield, I watched that 12 seconds. Didn't take me long. How did you say? Talk me through something like that. Where?
Well, that's the goal. Like, the goal is, ideally, that's what you want. Is you train so hard so that you can have an easy fight, and that's it. If you can finish a fight as quick as you can without even trying, then that's it. You don't have to take your body through so much of the mess or the car crash that you know of a fight, and then you can get back on the track again and start again and get ready for the next fight.
Does that just happen, or like in 12 seconds is a short time? As you see it and you execute and then it's over? Like I'm just interested, like how does that happen?
It just happens, yeah. Like it's just like boxing, fighting, anything, fights, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I guess the gods just wanted it for us at that time.
Let's talk about the fight here in Perth.
Yep.
Reyes is your matchup. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, man, great lad. I think it's a fight was supposed to happen a few years ago. It just didn't happen. I think he may have pulled out that time. But we're here now, and I think it's just the timing. Everything's about timing. Where I think, when we took this fight, we thought this would be a great opportunity to do it in front of our own people instead of having to travel all the way to States and do it there. I think it's all about creating these moments too, and just having it in our own stage.
So what does that mean to you, like in your own region, in front of,
Well, it just means that I'm a step closer to where I need to be, a step closer to being a greater fighter and fighting someone like Dom Reyes, who's fought some of the best guys, and he's on a great win streak at the moment. He had that hiccup, but then now he's back. So I think fighting him back at this level is good for me. Whereas fighting him where he would have had that skid probably wasn't going to be the better thing for me. But now we're at the stage where so the light heavyweight division right now is quite tricky because I'm sitting at number 3 with an 8-fight win streak, and you get this fight out the way, you could have a title shot after that. Where the fight after me, the week after this Perth card, you have Ankalaev Portan on that card in Vegas. So go figure, something might happen there.
So how difficult is it to just stay in the moment though? Because like Reyes, your opponent, he took John Jones to,
to some deep waters. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's talented, man, and he's definitely got it. And once if you have that in you, and then you're able to connect to it each time, then I think you'll have it. Once a champion, always a champion.
Have you fought in Perth before?
I have, yeah. I have Eternal.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So, are you excited to fight in a it's a home crowd for you, really?
Who did I fight here? Not Jimmy Crew. I didn't fight Jimmy Crew. What was his name? You might know, Renee.
Wasn't Glenn Pettigrew?
Nah. He's from here too, right?
I remember watching that fight.
Yeah.
Someone can find it.
One of the Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, John. Nah. I'm just spitting names.
Someone will throw it at us. Are you excited to fight in front of a crowd? Like I've only obviously.
Yeah, man. I've
sat in there.
It's good, man.
It's a good environment.
I love it. Yeah, that's it. Fraser. Yeah, John. I knew it was
Thank you, Jaiden.
Yeah. It's been a while. And yeah, Perth's always nice, man. Like I've been here to watch a few other guys fight, and each time it's just been electric. Like the place is just roaring crazy. So I think just the acoustics, right? Just have this. It's all quite close. It's all there. It's different to like the arena in Vegas where that's quite spread out. This here is just like this big zone. You're kind of just all the noise just gravitates upwards. So it's nice. Yeah.
So people that are watching or listening to this interview that haven't seen you fight, or might be just listening to you for the first time, you're on an 8-fight win streak. What's been the best of those 8 in your mind? I know a 12-second knockout's decent, but how have you said? What's the best version of Carlos that people might want to look at?
You know what? My last fight with Jan Bohovic was a tricky one. He was a lot tougher than I had expected. Age is just a number, and I learned that pretty quickly. And I'm glad that I went 3 rounds with Jan Bohovic, because he is tough, and he's still got it up there. He is playing chess in there. So, and the biggest thing was I made sure that he would not take me down, because that mentally I knew that it'll play a big factor for someone like him, for Jan. So we were both playing a good chess game in there, and for me to stand in there with him 3 rounds, like I could have knocked him out in the first round. Come on. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it in 3 rounds. But no, actually, just to be able to do that with Jan, I respect the guy, and I grew up watching him. So to be in there with someone like him was like a moment, like, damn, I'm here, we're doing it, and let's see how far we can get this.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, just some of the stories you've already told about, you watched him growing up, or as a 22-year-old going, I want to fight in the UFC. Do you get many like pinch me moments? Like,
always, yeah, always. You're always, like I said, like just rooting back to where it all started, because you can't forget about that, right? That's just and those are the moments, especially during training, moments where times get tough. You have to go back and think, where were you before? And you can't try and push yourself forward again. So it's always going back.
You spend any time on the walkout song, or is that something that
Back to the Future?
Right? Is that always the song?
No, that's just that. Say it again.
The song.
Oh, the song?
Yeah,
okay.
the walkout song.
I change it, man. So I just change my walkout song. It just depends on how I'm feeling during the time, or each fight. Like, I treat each fight camp like it's its own thing, its own beast, and I like it like that, because if I just treat it similar, the formula is the same, but I treat it differently, and it's just each song will come at a moment. I might change the song maybe to Heidi, who was working, who's with the UFC. Like, if she'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's your walkout song?" I'll be like, "Okay, it's this song," and I might have to change it 3 or 4 times during leading up to the fight, because I might just be feeling something else. So yeah, it's just in the moment.
What are you guys doing at City Kickboxing that's putting you guys on such a pedestal? Like Volk, Izzy, Dan Hooker, like you got an amazing crew there at the moment. There's more as well.
Steak and cheese pies. Steak and cheese pies, man. Honestly, they're straight up. I think because what we do is we have this thing where we have like pies, and we just have it in the morning for a gallon of Coke, and just smash it. Steak and cheese pies and a cola.
Is that it? That's the secret.
That's a secret.
Should you have given that up?
Well, hey, there's no steak and cheese pie like a New Zealand steak and cheese pie.
I don't even know what it is. Is it steak and cheese pie? Like, are we talking just like a meat pie? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. You haven't had a steak and cheese pie?
Mate, I love pies. Like,
what kind of pies?
Oh, mate, pepper steak. We're talking.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind stuffing around with a bit of like chicken pie sometimes, but like straight up like steak pie is fine with me.
Yeah.
But I would happily have that every day for lunch.
Steak and cheese pie. Yeah, that's the go.
Is that right?
Steak and cheese, mince and cheese. But yeah, just steak and cheese pie, cola in the hand. You're good to go. Bit of sugar, bit of carbs, bit of protein. Put in the steak. You're good.
Someone take notes. I need to do this. And those guys must be helping though, from a fight point of view. I mean, being able to train with some of the best the UFC's seen.
Yeah.
It must help you being around that every day.
Yeah, the energy. The energy is just different. That's what it's about.
Right. Energy.
The energy.
Well, tell me about it. What's that?
The energy. Yeah. It's the energy.
Right.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I want to know what it is. What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, you played sport back in the day, right? And like, it's when you guys are on the high, and your team, you guys you're on the high, and you feel like you're winning, you're on a roll. You just ride that momentum. You ride that momentum. You ride the wave, and that's all it's about. Riding the wave.
You guys like seem like a proper team. Every time I've ever seen you, I think sometimes in different sports, not just MMA but other ones, people talk about being teammates and playing as a team or whatever. But you can see like they're not a real team. You guys seem like that,
right?
A real team.
Yeah. Well, Auckland's. So yeah, there are some bigger teams. Bigger teams in Auckland. We're one of the bigger MMA teams in Auckland. So you get a lot of guys from all over the world traveling to New Zealand or to Auckland to City Kickboxing to train. So we're learning different techniques, we're having different body types, different people from all over the world to learn from. And then you've obviously got our traditional kickboxing style, wrestling that's coming now to perfect whatever we've got now. So, BackChat.
Yeah. That's us.
Is that the new shirt, is it?
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah, it's nice, bro.
So you asked what I was. Backs win premierships. So there's forwards, there's mids, there's backs, right?
Oh, okay.
Forwards, right? This is similar in league, actually.
Yeah.
Forwards sell membership. So people come to watch the forwards kick goals, score the tries.
Yeah.
Mids, they sign sponsorships. So they're the money men.
True. Because they got the looks, eh?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Backs win premierships. They're the boys.
Right, the playmakers.
Nah.
Nah?
It's
the mid guys.
Mate, you can't win a championship without defense.
Right.
It's like you're going into the middle of the cage and just throwing your arms around and not putting your hands up. You couldn't win.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, correct.
True.
So backs, I'm a backman.
Okay.
Are you a backman?
Like I said, I was mid. I was like mid. So I was mid forward, not so much prop, but I was like second row, which is like you got to have some balls there. The center, which is also
yes,
got to have some beef, and then the winger. So like I had a bit in each of the pie.
How's the Reyes fight going to go? Just to finish off on this Perth fight.
How do you think it's going to go?
You knock him out in one. Does that sound good?
Say less. Said and done.
What do you think? I don't know
what do you think. I want to know what you think.
I just said.
That's what I don't know if you're being honest.
I am.
Say if I was Reyes, how would you say it? So if I was sitting here and I'm Reyes, I was like, hey, bro, who do you think's going to win this fight?
I'd say it in a nicer way, but I'll be like, look, I've been following Carlos for a long time. Nice. Big fan of his. Yeah. I think he might be able to beat you, sir.
Yeah, sir. Got to add this sir for the Americans here.
Mate, I've been scrolling around on my phone. These are the last couple of questions. I've got some questions from our audience. Yeah. So we put it out there. We're interviewing Carlos.
Cool.
Couple of those, okay for you?
Easy.
All right, this is from Saxon.
Saxon.
Yeah.
What's up, Saxon?
What walkout music from another fighter would most likely give you chills?
From another fighter?
Yeah, if you heard another song, would that happen? You go, oh, that's a good song.
Yeah. Who? Man. John Conway. He had a mean walkout. That was mad. I can't remember what the song was, but it was quite tribal.
Really?
Tribal vibes. Something with a beat, really. Just something with a bit of a beat that goes. Then you've got the old school music, old school fighters that have had some pretty mad. Who was it, Davo? Who's got the real upbeat song that's like. Yeah, that probably doesn't give you much. That doesn't give. Don Dale, that song, Don Dale. Yeah, true. Actually, that's it. Yeah, King in the Ring. Proctor, was it Proctor?
Nah, that other young fella. I don't know his name.
Okay. One of the boys, King in the Ring back in New Zealand.
Come out to
Don Dollar. And we were like, whoa, this is mad. And if you've got a good entrance, it's like you're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important without knowing anything about fighting. I'm like, you can tell sometimes. This is from Prox. Which is just a statement more than a question. How good is it seeing Australian New Zealand fighters doing so well in the MMA nowadays?
How good?
Yeah. Good?
Yeah. Good.
He said, been a long time since we had a light heavyweight contender. Elvis Sinosic, if I remember correctly. Anyone?
Yeah, he's from Melbourne.
He's from Melbourne. Yeah, he's talking about like an Aussie New Zealander that,
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Elvis, okay. I should do my study.
Yeah.
When was he?
He's a big, prior to my time, so it'd be about 20-year mark.
Oh, okay.
He's now a commentator and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
This one from Tyson.
Shout out Elvis.
Yeah, correct. Who's one person in the UFC you want to train with who you haven't or you would want to train with? Who's on the list?
Ooh, I'd like to have a bit of a grapple if it comes out. Yeah.
How would that go?
Toes them up, bro. Toes them up. Stay on the feet.
Mate, it's been great chatting to you.
Cheers, bro.
I really appreciate your time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back here in Perth.
Legend.
Tickets are on sale right now to your fight.
Now?
Yeah, right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so this is coming out. You can get them at Ticketek.
Yeah.
Ulberg versus Reyes on sale now, right now. Ticketek. Go and get it. Thank you, mate.
Before they get sold out. Steak and cheese pies, guys.
Thank you, mate.